Hey guys, how's it going today? The other night I was searching on Amazon trying to find something new to watch to educate myself on all the disease and sickness that's going on in this world, especially the United States, and I came across this Raw for 30 Days, and Woody Harrelson was one of the hosts of it. I know he's a big propagator of the vegan raw lifestyle. And the documentary is called Raw for 30 Days, Reversing Diabetes. And I searched all over, and I found somebody had it on their YouTube page, and I was able to watch it. And it was very informative. They had all different kinds of people, and they pretty much reversed the diabetes of all the real participating patients. So I encourage you to watch this. It was very intriguing, and it was a very good film. It was very well done, so check it out. It's free on YouTube. I will post a link. A lot of these links end up being deleted for whatever reason because you're not supposed to post a lot of them. And I'm going to show you some of the clips throughout the movie to encourage you to watch it. So hope this helps you through your plant-based journey.
We've got a huge problem in our society with cancer, heart disease and diabetes. Can part of the problem be traced to the food we eat? I love the documentary film Super Size Me because it really shows what happens if you eat junk food non-stop over a period of 30 days. How would we show that eating food that is good for you actually has measurable beneficial effects on your health? Diabetes has now reached epidemic proportions. The most frightening thing is the incidence of type 2 diabetes amongst children. There's no doubt that in the States you're building up to a huge health crisis, but most physicians wouldn't believe that it was possible to reverse diabetes with diet alone.
It's amazing to me that Western allopathic medicine doesn't really embrace it.
They have no concept of the connection between nutrition and health.
We wanted to see what would happen if 6 diabetics followed a whole, raw, live foods diet for 30 days. A nationwide search was undertaken to find those eating the typical standard American diet, the SAD diet, and here's what happened. A medical team was assembled to monitor their health on a daily basis. Their blood sugar levels were checked daily. They had no meat, no dairy, no alcohol, no caffeine, no refined foods, no junk foods or fast food of any kind, no candies, no sugar.
We might have a few more difficult days, but the issue is how do we support each other?
And then this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, it just came to me that if I leave, I'm not going to get the effects that I should. Now my mind is allowing my body to heal. I can beat diabetes, honey.
I've been the man with a lantern looking for the truth, and my God, found it.
Raw for 30, 73, February 14th, without insulin, and you telling me what program works? What program works? This works. This works. The other crap don't work.
Everything in my body is working fine. My pancreas is working. It's giving me the insulin I need. Now I know that I don't have to have medication for my diabetes. I don't see why the doctors don't know about this. I'm going to make them aware. And I have an appointment with my general practitioner Friday when I return to Sarasota.
Well, what's happened to you? What's happened to your, let's see, your weight? Wow. You've lost 25 pounds.
The results were unbelievable. Fantastic.
The lab tests really speak to that. It's not just diabetes, it's like everything went back to normal.
By the 4th day, they were off their insulin completely. By the end of the 30-day period, their blood sugar had stabilised, and they had effectively reversed their diabetes.
We can consider your cure to diabetes at this point.
It's amazing the power of the food. That's what Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine, medicine thy food.
Along with the amazing improvements in their physical health, there were huge improvements in the mental and emotional health of the participants. The bottom line was they felt happier.
It just makes sense to get as much raw as you can.
There's one thing.
In this clip, one of the patients that had said they were going to go raw for 30 days to reverse their diabetes just can't handle it anymore, and my theory is because they're not giving them any carbohydrates or any sugar. But Mr. Dr. McDougal, he has reversed people's diabetes using a higher carbohydrate, starch-based diet. So I'm going to throw a clip in here to show you his view on that.
So you taking off?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah. I gotta go though.
And there was my partner in crime.
I cannot last another 2 weeks.
Yeah, I understand.
I just can't do it. I want to, but I can't. You know, my body says no. My mind says no. I got to do what the little man inside me tells me.
Yeah.
If I didn't, I wouldn't be true to myself. I would be living a lie.
We're hanging there. We only got 2 more weeks.
Can't do it.
Yes, you can. You can.
I can't do it, Mama.
Yes, you can. You just don't want to. That's what that is.
You think so?
Yes, you just don't want to.
Yeah.
You listening to the feeling instead of to the...
Well, I just listen to the Lord, and He says, Henry, sometimes you just piss me off.
Well, maybe you could have done something to piss him off right now.
All right, what causes diabetes? Well, first of all, there are 2 kinds of diabetes. There's type 1 and type 2. Different diseases, but they share the fact that the blood sugar goes up in both. 2 diabetes, the body makes lots of insulin. Type 1, the pancreas has been destroyed, and the pancreas can't make insulin, so you have an insulin insufficiency. But in type 2 diabetes, you've got loads of insulin in the body. In fact, you often have twice as much insulin as somebody without diabetes. Just the insulin doesn't work. High protein, I mean, those terms are interesting and scientific. The major way of thinking of this is the kind of diet that induces diabetes is one high in animal products, high in meats, high in poultry, high in fish, high in cheeses. That's the kind of diet. And those foods I just mentioned are high cholesterol, high fat, low carbohydrate. But it's better to think of them in terms of the foods. The same thing with the other side of the coin, and that is that a low fat, high carbohydrate, high fiber diet is really a starch-based diet. So don't let me confuse you with these terms that take the focus off what's really important, which is the real food on your plate. The kinds of foods that cause type 2 diabetes are the meats and cheeses. The kinds of foods that prevent type 2 diabetes are the potatoes, rice, corn, and so on. So you look at the individual components. And it's all from a starch-based diet, the traditional diet consumed by people throughout all of human history. Even today, when you look in parts of the world where people eat a starch-based diet, you know all that rice that turns to sugar that makes you fat and diabetic? You don't find any diabetes. It's virtually unknown in these populations of people to have type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is quite rare too. Virtually unknown. Yet these people in China and Japan and Thailand and Africa who are learning the Western diet, they develop this disease almost overnight when they give up that rice and the corn and the beans and switch to the meat and the butter and the cheese. This is no mystery. We know it causes type 2 diabetes. We also know the cure. It's a starch-based diet, which is the human diet.
A lot of people think that diabetes is caused by sugar, too much sugar. But the theory goes it's the too much fat. And Dr. Neal Barnard has the best argument. It's the fat that's causing our cells to not be able to absorb the insulin.
Diabetes, there's too much sugar in the blood. And up until now, people with diabetes have said, well, too much sugar in my blood, don't eat sugar. Well, we reasoned that in countries like China, Japan, Thailand, Cambodia, where it's a very high carbohydrate diet but a very low fat diet, given that they have the lowest diabetes rates in the world, we thought it's not carbohydrate. The problem has to do with fat. Those fats get into the cells, that causes that insulin resistance, so the diet should be getting the fat out of the cells so insulin can work again. The problem is that the insulin, which is this hormone that acts like a key to let the sugar out of the blood into the muscle cells, where it can power your movements, that insulin key isn't working very well. Starting in 2003, the U.S. government funded my team to test a totally vegan diet. I'm talking about no animal products at all, but it wasn't a low-carb diet at all. People could eat rice and pasta all they wanted, and it worked dramatically well, better than a more conventional diabetes diet. People lost weight, their blood sugars came down, their cholesterols fell, and oddly enough, they found it easier to follow this kind of diet because we didn't make them count calories. They could eat as much as they wanted.